If you're a fan of the Married with Children, then you'll love this. I'm going to watch the entire series again with the original cast, and I'll tell you about the actors' original names and ages, and how they have changed in the past 36 years. Join me by the campfire, and let's see how the show has held up. Christina Applegate took on the role of Kelly Bundy. When the filming took place, she was at the age of 16. She is presently 52 years old. Kelly Bundy was a ditzy, promiscuous, and materialistic high school student, but she was also kind-hearted and loyal to her family. She is often seen wearing revealing clothing and is always looking for ways to attract boys. She is also very close to her father, Al Bundy, and often uses him as a pawn in her schemes. Ed ONeill played Al Bundy. He was 41 years of age when the filming happened. From 2009 to 2020, ONeill played the role of Jay Pritchett on the ABC sitcom Modern Family, a role that earned him 3 Primetime Emmy Award nominations in 2011, 2012, and 2013. He is married to actress Catherine Russoff. They were living in Los Angeles with their 2 daughters, and now he is living out the life at the age of 77. Al Bundy was a shoe salesman who was constantly frustrated with his life. He was married to Peggy, a lazy and overweight woman, and had 2 children, Kelly and Bud, who were both equally as dysfunctional as their parents. Al was a misanthropic and pessimistic character who often vented his frustration through his famous catchphrase, "I'm so glad I'm not you." He was also a bit of a loser, as he was constantly being humiliated by his family and friends. Katie Sagal assumed the role of Peggy Bundy. She was 33 years of age when the filming happened. One early role was a receptionist in the Detective Columbo installment Candidate for Crime, which was directed by her father Boris. In 2014, Sagal received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Currently, she is enjoying her life at the age of 69. Peggy Bundy was the stereotypical sitcom housewife. She is ditzy, lazy, and is obsessed with her appearance. She is also very proud of her cooking, even though it is often terrible. Peggy is married to Al Bundy, a shoe salesman who is constantly frustrated with her. Peggy is often the butt of the jokes, but she's also a sympathetic character. She is clearly trying her best to be a good wife and mother, even though she often fails. She is also fiercely loyal to her family, and she would do anything for them. Amanda Bears assumed the role of Marcy DRC. She had reached the age of 29 when she participated in the filming. Bears made her television debut playing the role of Amanda Cousins in the ABC daytime soap opera All My Children from 1982 to 1983. In 2020, she starred in the German comedy horror film Shy Sharks. Bears has been publicly out as lesbian since 1993 and has an adopted daughter, Zoe. Presently, she is making the most of her life at the age of 65. Marcy DRC was the next-door neighbor and best friend of the Bundys. She is a wealthy, neurotic, and materialistic housewife who is often at odds with Al Bundy. However, she is also shown to be kind and compassionate at times. Marcy has no biological children, but she adopted a daughter named Tammy in 1994. Bud Bundy was portrayed by David Faustino. While filming, he was at the stage for being 13 years old. He is presently 49 years old. Faustino co-founded and co-hosted a nightclub in Los Angeles named Ballistics, which is the same name as his rap album. Faustino was arrested for misdemeanor possession of marijuana in Florida in May 2007. A disorderly intoxication charge was later dropped after Faustino agreed to enroll in a drug rehabilitation facility. Bud Bundy was a teenager and he was portrayed as being immature and socially awkward. He was also a bit of a nerd, and he was often seen reading comic books or playing video games. He was often the target of his parents' jokes and insults. However, he also had a good heart and he was always there for his family. Jefferson DRC was portrayed by Ted McGinley. He had reached the age of 29 when he participated in the filming. At this time, he is 65 years old. Jefferson DRC was the wealthy, handsome, and charming new husband of Marcy, who was previously married to Al Bundy. Jefferson's arrival on the show caused a lot of friction between Al and Marcy. As Al resented Jefferson's wealth and good looks, Jefferson was also a bit of a womanizer, which often lead to conflict with Al and the rest of the Bundy family. David Garrison played Steve Rhodes. When the filming took place, he was at the age of 35. He has reached the age of 71 at the moment. Steve Rhodes was introduced as Marcy's first husband and the original neighbor of the Bundys. Steve was a mild-mannered accountant who was often the butt of jokes by the Bundys and his wife. He was also frequently shown to be incompetent and clumsy. In the season 5 episode, You Gotta Know When to Hold 'Em, Steve leaves Marcy to pursue his dream of becoming a forest ranger. He returns in the season 7 episode, The Egg and I, as a sperm donor for Marcy and Al's child, Bud. Harold Sylvester played Griff. He was 38 years of age when the filming happened. He has reached the age of 74 at the moment. Griff was a tall, thin, and balding man with a long, scraggly beard. He was always dressed in a suit and tie, even when he was selling Bibles door to door. He was a very persistent salesman, and he would often not take no for an answer. He was also very eccentric, and he would often say and do strange things. E. Bell took on the role of Bob Rooney. At the time of filming, he had reached the age of 32. Currently, he is enjoying his life at the age of 68. Bob Rooney was the president of the local chapter of the No Ma'am organization. He is a stereotypical chauvinist and is often seen making sexist remarks. He is also a bit of a bully and is not afraid to pick on Al Bundy. Despite his flaws, Bob is also shown to be a loyal friend and a loving husband. He is married to Peggy Rooney, who is also a member of No Ma'am. The two of them have a son named Bud, who is often the target of Bob's sexist remarks. Officer Dan was portrayed by Dan Tulis Jr. He had reached the age of 36 when he participated in the filming, and now he is living out the life at the age of 72. Officer Dan was a police officer who is often called to the Bundy household to deal with the family's antics. He is usually portrayed as being exasperated by the Bundys, and he is also a bit of a soft spot for them and often goes easy on them. Tom McCallister played Ike. He had reached the age of 38 when he participated in the filming. At this time, he is 74 years old. Ike was the father of Jefferson D. Arce, who was married to Al Bundy's sister, Peggy. Ike was a wealthy businessman who was often seen as being aloof and condescending. He was also known for his sharp wit and quick temper. Frank Lloyd acted as Norris in the film. He had reached the age of 35 when he participated in the filming. He is now 71 years old. Norris was a zookeeper who is often seen interacting with the Bundy family. He is usually portrayed as being very patient and understanding, even when the Bundys are being the most obnoxious themselves. Shane Sweet acted as Seven in the film. He had reached the age of 6 when he participated in the filming. At this time, he is 37 years old. Seven was the adopted son of Al and Peggy Bundy. Seven was a mysterious child who had no past and no memories. He was found abandoned in a dumpster by Al and Peggy, and they decided to adopt him. Seven was a very unusual child. He was extremely intelligent and had a photographic memory. He also had a very dark and twisted sense of humor. Seven often made disturbing comments and jokes, which often upset Al and Peggy. Teresa Parente assumed the role of Miranda. While filming, she was at the stage of being 32 years old, and now she is living out the life at the age of 68. Miranda was a Spanish-speaking television reporter who was often the butt of jokes due to her thick accent and her inability to speak English fluently. In the episode Bud Hits the Books in 1996, she was assigned to do a story on Bud Bundy, who was running for president council student. Miranda's interviews with Bud were often awkward and hilarious, as she struggled to understand his English. Who was your favorite character in the TV series Married with Children? Leave your comments below this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell to wait for my next videos. Thank you!